Today we're gonna be working in a 2015 Toyota 4runner with the V6 4.0. This particular vehicle has a check engine light with the code P0333, which means high output signal in the NOx sensor. This is a very common issue in that these Toyota runners, also Tacomas with the V6 4.0. In most of the cases, the rats goes inside and they chew the wires connectors to the NOx sensors. So hopefully, this will happen in this case and we don't have to replace the OEM NOx sensors. So we're gonna be removing the intake manifold, the intake plenum, some coolant lines. Hopefully, we don't have to remove the coolant pipe that goes all the way back on the heads, because that's gonna be not hard, but it's gonna require more time consuming. We're gonna try to get around it without removing that line, so this is gonna be the quick way around. So first step, we're gonna be removing these two 10mm bolts and this 10mm bolt for the intake hose. Also removing this vacuum line here. Once we get this out of the way, we're going to remove the throttle body and put it on the side, because sometimes when you disconnect it, you will have to do a relearn procedure with the scanner, but we're gonna try to avoid that so you guys can do it at home. So these two coolant lines, they goes to the throttle body. So I already removed the bolts. This is four 10mm bolts, the hose to the intake manifold. So we're gonna leave it right here. So now we're gonna remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts, which two are 13mm and the other ones are Allen bolts. So we can remove this. We also going to be removing, detaching these heater core coolant hoses from the manifold. Once we remove the manifold, we want to remove the plenum. Okay guys, so when you get these 6 bolts removed, you're gonna lose this little tab here and this one here. You only have to press down and remove it so you can get the heater core coolant lines out of the way. You also will have to remove this vacuum line and this connector here for the actuator. Also, it's gonna be 1, 2, and 3 12mm bolts holding the manifold. So you get those bolts out, you should be able to get the manifold out of the way. An important step, you have to disconnect all 6 fuel injectors. As you can see here, there's already signs the rats being in here. You can tell by this water how they chew it out. Also, you have 2 fuel lines, one here and one there. So the way that you disconnect this is a little clip that holds it in its spot so it doesn't get loose. You take a flat hair or a little pick tool. You push this up and then you will be able to push these tabs. This one in the front, one in the back. You press it down simultaneously and then you push it back. Same thing with that one. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and another one here. This one. 9 12mm bolts that you will have to remove. Okay, so when you get those bolts out, you'll be able to remove the plenum. As you can see, I've been seeing some videos on YouTube that say that you have to remove the fuel injectors, but you don't have to. They're gonna stay in a spot. Make sure when you're working on it, you cover these holes so nothing like a knot or any dirt goes inside, because that's gonna be a very dangerous. We will have to remove the heads. Also, when I was getting this plenum loose, I realized that there's an extra bolt here that is very hard to see, is hiding in here. So make sure you remove those. So now we're gonna try to figure it out. As you can see, this is since the mice being in here. We're gonna check the wire harness. We're gonna try to get to the harness without removing this coolant line. If we're not able to do it, we will have to remove this pipe here, which is as 6 screws, 3 in this side, 3 in this side, and we'll be able to remove this coolant pipe. What we're gonna try to do without getting that far. If you guys can see here, this is the right head, and this is the left head. You can see this one knock sensor here, and the other one is in this side. So here's our problem. The mice definitely been playing some games here. I can get it to focus, but you can see that the wire there, the connection is chewed by the mice. Look, all this trash, oh my God. I would try to vacuum this out and work it out without removing the line. But if that's the case, we're just gonna get the line out and do this job the right way. So I've been cleaning this a little bit, and look what I found. So with a flat head and a pick tool, I was able to unplug the nut sensor, get it out. So as you can see, this was our issue. I will try to see what I can do with this and plug it back in and get a test. Okay, so I was able to work those wires, put them back together. I actually soldered it and then put some tape on it. I'm gonna wrap everything with tape, and I also went down there with the vacuum and cleaned everything. As you can see, there's no more stuff that been left from the rats. So now, after I tape this, you just gotta plug it back together and reverse everything with it. Okay, so we got the plenum back in. Don't forget to connect those 2 fuel lines, that one there and this one here. So you push them in and push the top down to secure it. Same thing with that one. So what I did, I kind of like lean it back, connect the lines first, and then put it back in spot. So now you need to plug all 6 fuel injectors. Okay, so make sure you tie all the bolts, 2 here, 2 on the back, and 3 here, and 3 here. So now we're gonna put the intake manifold back. All the screws for the intake manifold. Make sure you put the cleats for the heater core hoses where it's supposed to be. Make sure you put your screw back here. Another one back there. Make sure you connect the vacuum line, the actuator connector. Also make sure that you connect this hose here. This one more screw here that goes on this bracket, and make sure that you put the 4 screws for the throttle body back in place, and everything is back on its place. At this point, I recommend you, before start the car, to connect your scanner and erase the trouble codes. In case that you don't have a scanner, don't worry. After you run the car and give it a little test drive, the codes will disappear on its own. So the vehicle has his full power back, and so far no trouble codes, running smooth.